Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly developer update. So for this week, I know this one's a little late, but there's been a lot of work that has been done on the game, so I'll try not to make this one too long. So here, first of all, I will show the music we commissioned for the game. So here's the intro for the music. So that's the intro of the song, and then the song will loop, which I'll show you here. We made a bit of a meme on the Twitter and TikTok for this that I'll show you. So this is the music. So that's a bit of a meme that we made to announce new music for the game. So that's like the main level theme that'll play throughout the game, so that'll just loop. And I think it came out really well. I'm really happy with how it sounds. So it's got that like sort of retro SNES Genesis typing, like time period sound, while having a lot of like Eastern sounding like instruments and elements to it, and I think it turned out really well. Another thing that you can probably see here is, if I get it up in Aseprite, is I have created a tile set for the game. So compared to the old one, which you can see here, this is the old one compared to this new one. If I go in a room that's completely redone, as you can see, it just looks a lot nicer, I think. Actually, I think this one, yeah, it's like a cave one, and you see it just looks a lot cleaner. So you compare that to something like these, they just look a bit plain and bland. They're not very like bright or distinct. They're just very boring, and I think these stand out a lot more. They look really nice. I've done a bit of research into other games tile sets, how a lot of them, oh, I've noticed one there. There's a lot of little bits like here where it's, oh, I've missed a corner. Just put that there we go. But I did a bit of research into other games and how they like sort of create tile sets, and like something I noticed in games like Shovel Knight, The Messenger, like Celeste for example, is they'll have these lightened outlines for like solid platforms and that, and it'll be darker in the middle, so just from a distance you can easily identify like the outlines of what's solid and what isn't, pretty much. So that's something I tried to apply, and I think it came out looking really well. So right now I'm currently just going through and basically the other designer on the game, I got him to design some new level prefabs. So these are all new levels, well, room prefabs for the levels, and now I'm just going over them with the new tile set to sort of pretty them up a bit. So tile set is a big thing I've been spending the past week on, and another thing is getting all the ninja animations done. So as you see, I've got a little ninja bobbing idle animation. I've got the ninja crouching. I've opened the idle again. I've got an animation ninja doing a jump into a flip and then he's falling. I've got the ninja running. You see, I really like the scarf bob on that. I've got the ninja sliding, and I've got the ninja clinging to a wall. Let's get that grid view off. Got one of just a ninja clinging to a wall where the scarf will just flow a little bit, because that'll occur when he's falling while holding onto a wall. So here, I've actually played a bit of the game. So some of these rooms right now will have the new tile set, some will still have the old one. Like here, this is the old tile set, and I think it just looks really bland. Yeah, we're still sorting out a few bugs and whatnot. And you see we started implementing the new enemies, we've got the new ghost art implemented. If I can find a new a room that has the new tile set, just to compare it. Yeah, there's a few bugs with enemies spawning in certain places. And you see, this looks a lot brighter and I think a lot more visually interesting than this. You just compare the two. And we've also got this, so we've been doing a bit of stuff with ninja movement. We've got the ninja can now like slide, so if I try and slide down here, I see I slide all the way down. I can sort of jump out of that, so I can go like that. Sort of try and jump out of it to cancel it. Which feels really good. As you see, we got the wall jump, we got the double jump. These enemies not attacking me for some reason. That's another bug. Oh no, I think that's because we are currently... I know why that's happened actually. That's because one of my programmers is working on the enemies, because we are trying to implement a couple extra modes into the game. So as you know, we've got how the game is, which is 2 players, one's a ghost, one's a ninja. Ghost is trying to kill the ninja by controlling enemies, then you swap. That's the core gameplay loop. But for a couple extra modes, because we wanted... Because the only problem with that is trying to sell that is it has to be 2-player no matter what. So to sort of remedy that, because you know, if you bought this game on your own and you didn't have anyone to play it with, then you can't really play it. So a couple modes we want to add are a CPU mode. So you start as a ninja, you're running a CPU that's controlling the ghost that when it possesses an enemy is a much more aggressive and like intelligent behaviour to it. So say the ghost only possesses this Oni here, instead of just doing normal, it'll try and like fly towards you or start flying around shooting at you. So stuff like that, because we think a CPU mode would just fit the game and make it easier to go, I can't play with anyone right now, but I can play a bit against the computer for a bit. So we think that's a good like alternative way to play the game. And then a couple extra single player modes are added, which we thought would be quite simple to implement and just give a bit more longevity to the game, are a time attack mode, which is essentially you run through the game and you have 3 minutes to get as far as possible, and what happens is if you kill an enemy you get maybe a few seconds back. So basically you're trying to get as far as possible, killing the odd enemy to get a few more seconds to keep progressing, as well as a endless survival mode, so you see how far you can get before your ninja dies, essentially. Because we think those modes would just add a lot of replayability to the game. Other than that, we've got some of the new enemy designs are coming along, like if I go on the game Twitter, the other artist created this cool idea for the bombing enemy, which is basically this. Basically it's 3 little guys and it's essentially like a bombing crew. So this guy's got a barrel of dynamite, firecrackers. He tosses it to that one, he sort of stumbles back, lights it on the candle, passes it to this bottom one who will then throw it. And as you can see, they've got a like a big Chinese looking lantern to work as like a hot air balloon. So here, I know this enemy worked last time, but I know because we're messing with AI right now, it might be a little buggy. Where is the bomber enemy? So I chuck one of the... Oh, I'm in the game view. I go into scene view, chuck in a bomber enemy, as long as the wall doesn't spawn right where I've placed it. Yep, talk about good timing. Here, I can grab that bomber enemy. Let me grab the bomber. There we go. So I move him there. Oh, I've possessed it. As you can see, I'm flying around and I can sort of drop these little bombs that the AoE seems a little big on them right now, But as you can see, we've got the bomber enemy implemented. The only things we'll need to change for that is just balancing it, so basically lowering the AoE on that a little, or seeing how that feels when gameplay testing. But yeah, basically you can fly around and just drop bombs. Another thing we've implemented is, so actually that's the AI doing it right now. Another thing we've implemented is the ghost now, to possess an enemy, what I can do, if I can find the right key for it, because we're still messing with keybinds. Let's see. There we go. So as you can see, this Onimas down here is red. That's because when I press the possess button again as this dragon, instead of unpossessing it, it will just auto go to the next enemy. And then if I press possess again, now I'm this Onimas. I press it again, it's gone to this dragon. Now I'm this dragon. Press it again, it goes to this bomber. So basically you can cycle through enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So now I'm this bomber enemy, I can go, oh, gonna drop a bomb. And I forgot which button it is. As you see, the AI for the bomber enemies basically tries to float above the ninja and drop bombs on you. And let's see if I can get up there to kill it. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to lower that blast radius a little. But yeah, we're getting a lot of the enemies pretty much done. So there we go, I can hit him with it. Oh, he has a lot of health. Oh, that's why his enemy... Oh, that's a bug. But as you can see, we've got a lot of the game coming along, and it's very much just... A lot of the core features are there, like all the enemy functionality is there, the level functionality is there. It's just now putting all the pieces together and making it into a coherent loop, essentially. And just finding little bugs like, you know, oh, the odd enemy is spawning in the wall, that's just moving that spawner a bit, and very little things like that, which don't take up too much dev time. So, yeah, trying to think what else is there, because I know there's quite a lot to cover. Another thing that happened is me and all my mates that are working on this, is we all graduated yesterday, and that was really cool. You know, I had a nice ceremony, got a lot of pictures, and yeah, you know, it was a nice send off to like uni. You know, it is weird to think that like, you know, uni is like completely done now. It's just, you know, it's over, but it was a nice send off to it. Oh, another thing is it's officially been announced that we will be at EGX in London this year in September, I think it is. So yeah, we'll be in EGX with Soulbound, which will be really cool. So if anyone watching this is heading to EGX, then looking forward to seeing you. And other than that, we commissioned some logos for Schmovin Studios, and we've got 5 or 6 now, which we're currently choosing from which one we like best, because we're quite happy with a few of them. But for next week we'll have one chosen, I'll be able to show you that. And other than that, we've commissioned some promotional art for the game to use on like the Steam page and at like the EGX panel and whatnot. And like for the social media and that, just some clean looking artwork that'll hopefully make the game really appealing. And yeah, I think that sums up everything. So yeah, for the coming week, it's just going to be chucking a lot of the new artwork for like the ninja and the tile sets that we've done, actually implementing it. The other artist on the game has created quite a nice new background. If I can find it in here, should be in Sprite. As you can see, he's made these cool looking clouds. It's mounted, like pixelated mountain, so that should look all really nice. And there's like skybox and the sun and whatnot, so that should all look really nice to replace these quite old mountains and hills I made a good while ago for the original demo. And yeah, I think that sums up everything. So coming week, you know, gonna stay busy. Next week is gonna be an interesting one, because next week, that weekend, the 6th and 7th, me and one of my colleagues are going to like a practice pitch event to basically do a practice pitch for the game. So that'll be really interesting. So for next week, we'll be doing a lot of planning that pitch and pitch preparation, which will be quite an interesting experience. But yeah, I think that's everything. So again, if you want to keep up on the Soulbound, there's the Twitter, there's the TikTok, and of course I'll be making these videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Alright, peace.